It's August 2005. You were at a birthday party in which you were also invited to the sleepover after. Life is good. After consuming ice cream cake and pink lemonade, your friend Peyton opens her gifts. After opening her Jade Bratz doll, she opens something that will change you and the 8 other tween girls' lives forever. The DVD of My Scene Goes Hollywood. I didn't know at the time how much this movie would shape me and also my perception of what my life would be. I feel like that's how everything that changes your life happens. You don't realize it until you sit in retrospect. And on this channel, I'm retrospecting. Hey, call me the retrospector. If you don't know what My Scene is, it's basically Mattel's response to Bratz. If you don't know what Mattel is the company that created Barbie. Bratz was marketed as the tween doll choice, while Barbies were for kids. Which honestly was kind of true. And Mattel was like, why keep suing Bratz when we can just make our own? And My Scene was born. In short, My Scene is basically just spicy Barbies. If you are a frequent viewer on the channel, you will know that I wasn't a doll user. I was a doll media consumer. I thought, why use my imagination by playing with the dolls when I can put blush and lipstick on them on the internet? And while I was at Peyton's birthday party sleepover, I was a user of the My Scene website, which did come out in 2002. The My Scene website was actually so incredible and I miss her every day. In my opinion, I think that she was the top tier doll website. 1 like equals 1 prayer for the My Scene website. However, I have never consumed My Scene movies before. Peyton popped in this DVD and we were all sat. We were ready to watch. Our eyes were glued to the screen. This was cinema to us. I have to mention the sunglasses because I usually wouldn't put on sunglasses on my head for a video, but I slept on my hair wet and then I woke up this morning and my bangs. So we're keeping it back. One thing you will notice about the My Scene movies is that the animation style is very unique. Yeah, they're not like the Barbie movies at all. Completely different animation style and very different from the Bratz movies as well. They are most similar, I would say, to the very much iconic Barbie Diaries. And if you know anything, you know that this is one of the greatest Barbie movies ever made. Although it is a different animation style, I kind of love it because it reminds me of the show 16 on Nickelodeon. Does anyone remember that show? Before we get into the film, we must discuss today's sponsor, Scentbird. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription that lets you choose a new fragrance every month for just $17. You can skip or cancel any month, super easy. And you get to pick out whatever fragrance you want each month. So if you're a sweet girly, you might pick something with vanilla or honey. If you're a musky girly, you might pick something with musk, perhaps. They have over 600 perfumes and colognes to choose from, so you got options. The fragrances I chose were Deep Dark Vanilla by DS and Durga. This is like a little spicy vanilla moment. Then we have Missing Person by Plur, which is genuinely one of my favorite scents ever. Its tagline is, "If nude were a perfume." And you know what? Yeah. The last scent I chose was Tommy Bahama's St. Bart's Seascape, which basically smells like lemon, citrus, juicy, tasty, delicious beach. I recently went to Cancun and took this with me, and is the perfect travel fragrance. It locks and unlocks, so it won't leak in your bag while you're traveling. I have wasted so much money on perfume leakage in my bags. It smells so good. I got so many compliments on this. Not to say like compliments are everything, but when it comes to scent and someone says I smell good, I'm like, thank you. Thank you. Something about me, I'm going to be spraying myself quite often, and I have not run out, not even close. I use this on my entire trip. If you're going on spring break and want to smell like a citrusy little goddess, I do recommend Tommy Bahama's St. Bart's Seascape. You can use code JORDY55 to get 55% off your first month. It smells so good after I sprayed that. Jeez. It smells tasty. I don't want to drink it. Thank you, Scentbird, for sponsoring. Let's get back to talking about Spicy Barbie. We start off the movie with the 5 main girlies sweeping on the sidewalk in a triangular formation. Yeah, I do walk with my friends like this on the sidewalk all the time, actually. What is their age in this movie, by the way? No idea. No mention of it. I didn't do any research on their age either. So we have alternate universe Barbie, who for some reason in my brain, I cannot compute that this is Barbie. She doesn't look like Barbie to me. She doesn't act like Barbie in this movie at all. We have Madison, Noli, Chelsea, and Delancey. The intro song is kind of the original Lucky Girl Syndrome concept, if you really think about it. You mean what I say when this movie kind of shaped culture and we don't even know it? It also just looks like they're all wearing Vision Pros. Why can we see their eyes? I don't know. Like sunglasses, when I can see people's eyes, sometimes I get a little bit like scared. So the girlies are headed to the dish, which is their kind of designated third space. It's kind of like the, what's that place in Friends called? Central Perk. I should know that. And they're meeting up with their group of guy friends. And now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, it does feel a little bit like Friends vibes. Did this make me think that I was going to have a group of guy friends? It would be a group of 5 girlies and 5 guys, and we would all just get along so well and it'd be so fun. Yes, I did think that. Did that happen? No. I also am so sad that I don't have like a designated place where I can just meet up with my friends. So the dish is packed with people, which is unusual. Turns out they're filming a movie outside, and all of the people in the dish are actors.
I booked the part. I'm Wiener Boy.
Wiener Boy? Yes, I have the humor of a 10-year-old boy. You can rip it out of my cold dead hands. I'm going to think that's funny. No, it's not funny. Grow up. I have 2 wolves inside me, 10-year-old boy and 75-year-old man.
That's so cool. Can you move your head a little that way?
That's actually probably the most accurate portrayal of guy friends I've ever seen. Move your fat head out of the way, please. They're discussing that a movie is being filmed and they're trying to figure out who's the main star. So the girlies are like, we're going to go get a look. And the guys are like, no, we're going to stay behind because we don't want to seem like fans. Weirdly, this is very accurate, I feel like, to how many of us think we're going to respond to celebrities and that we're going to be really cool and they're going to think that we're so normal. Like, we're not like other normal people. We don't even like consider people celebrities. Everyone's just like on the same level. And like, So the girls go outside trying to get a look, and they somehow push their way through the crowd and end up on set. And a constant theme throughout this movie is that, honestly, they are kind of annoying to me. They just do whatever they want, and there is no consequences. They don't even think there's going to be consequences. And I just think they've never been told, hey, no. I don't know how movie sets work. Maybe this is, you could just show up and be like, yeah, I'm an extra. So Chelsea steals a banner and scissors from a random man and safely brings them back and then cuts the banner up and makes outfits for all the girlies because they're not supposed to be there.
Oh my gosh. It's Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, Lindsay Lohan's in this movie. She's actually in this movie. I know sometimes it's like, wait, was that actually Lindsay Lohan voice acting, or was it just someone voice acting Lindsay Lohan and they just used her likeness? No, Lindsay Lohan is in this movie. And I just need to say, like, this was peak Lindsay Lohan. This movie came out in 2005. To get 2005 Lindsay Lohan for this movie is insane. This is only a year after Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen and Mean Girls came out. We need to take a second because I cannot stress enough how much Lindsay Lohan was the it girl of this time. Every movie she was in, I know I say this about every movie we talk about, but a lot of movies have shaped me as a human being. But Lindsay Lohan's movies, Mean Girls, Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, Freaky Friday, I can't even begin to describe how important she is to the culture of what it is to be a girl between the ages of like 25 and 30. So the plot of the movie they're filming is they are teens attending a school where they secretly train to be government agents. And I must say, where have the spy movies gone? They were everywhere during this time. Agent Cody Banks, Spy Kids, hello. I'm all about a good indie movie where it tells like a really human story, a slice of life, and I viscerally cry and sob disgustingly at the end because I feel so connected to the movie. But where are the spy movies? Like, come on, we need to bring back at least like 1 or 2, you know? Okay, Lindsay Lohan not needing a stunt double. Look at her go. She's kind of killing it. So girls are officially in the movie. I don't know how. I'm assuming this is the assistant director, but she just doesn't care. There's no name checking. Later in the film, they're like, you're getting paid for this. And I'm like, how are they getting paid? Like, did they get on payroll somehow without being on the list of extras? I'm just so confused how this works. And then they have to get up at 6 a.m. the next morning to film.
I've never even seen 6 a.m.
That's actually a really good line. I'm going to use that. I've never even seen 6 a.m. Someone's going to be like, what? It's from like a really good like indie like small film. It's actually really big in France, but you wouldn't know about it. I forgot to mention I'm wearing this shirt in homage to Miss Lindsay Lohan because was this not one of the most iconic moments in pop culture history?
Let me ask the audience,
Anyway, I will say No Lee is one of my favorite characters in this just because she's so unique. Like they made her a spiritual girly, and I feel like that was not present in like mainstream media girl groups, and it's kind of cool. She's kind of ahead of her time. So the girlies are having a sleepover and they have to wake up at 6 a.m. So they got all of their alarms, all of them. I don't know how they got so many. And Barbie is doing research on the movie that they're going to be in. And they start fantasizing about how they're going to become friends with Lindsay Lohan. Are they going to be friends with her for the right reasons? Any of them? No. They're all like, oh, we're going to use her to travel, go to parties, get opportunities. The only one who really is chill about it is No Lee. She's like, I'm going to make a meditation room for her. And Delancey's like, I've been to LA and nobody has a meditation room. First of all, I feel like LA is probably the most densely packed place with meditation rooms in this era. And so did No Lee start the trend of LA being a spiritual girly central area? Because when I was there is metaphysical shops everywhere. Like I said, ahead of her time.
It says here that she's not Hollywood at all. She's from New York like us.
No, this is actually so funny. The way Barbie is reading about Lindsay Lohan and she's just like, no, it says that she's just really grounded and cool. I think she would be friends with us. That's exactly how I feel when I watch interviews with actors and famous people. Me and my friends will watch an interview of Zendaya and we'll be like, no, we would be friends with her. And many of you have probably said that too, so don't judge me. So the girlies are going to bed and they're all in their sleeping bags. It's really nice that the person who's hosting isn't sleeping in their own bed, but I want you to know that every single girl slept in their own bed at a sleepover. Is that true? Maybe not. I would have been sleeping in my bed. Also, at most sleepovers, I feel like I never slept well because I'd have a blanket that was too thin and small, and I feel like everyone always had like a clock in their living room that was really loud. So the girls wake up at 6 a.m. If Delancey did that to me, I would smack her. So they're on their way to Central Park where they're going to film their next scene. And this group of random guys approached them and what? They said unibrow representation. They're feeling kind of celebrity. They're taking pictures. They're kind of being menaces to everyone on this film set. They are just goofing around. They are not doing their job. They're supposed to be in the extras tent where they're waiting around for their call. And they decide, why do that when we can wreak havoc on the place, which is insane because they already snuck on there. Like you would think they would want to behave and be like, no, we should keep in line so that we don't get kicked off the set, especially when they find out we snuck onto the set and into this movie. Circling back to when I don't think they've ever been told no or have gotten in trouble in their life ever. They've had no consequences to their actions. Something that's so funny to me is how much they complain. They're like, oh, we're just waiting around so much. Y'all chose to be here. You decided to do this and no one asked you to do it. You could walk off the set and no one's going to be like, where did those girls go? They're important to this movie. So all of them are really good at riding horses. And because they live in New York, I'm like, oh, they're rich. You can ride a horse and you're from New York City. It feels very Gossip Girl, which I love. So one of the actors in the film breaks their leg rollerblading to set and they need a replacement. And Madison catches the director's eye and he's like, hey, can you act? She's like, yeah, I guess. She ends up getting a small role in the movie. The first thing she has to film, a kiss. So she's a little nervous, especially because it's Ryan something. I already forgot his name. He's unimportant. I also just love that this woman is wearing flip-flops. So before Madison films her scene, the girlies meet Lindsay. Of course, she's really cool. Like, I feel like this happens with every cameo of a celebrity in movies is they're like, no, I'm really down to earth and humble and I'm not like what people think. And that's definitely Lindsay's vibe in this movie. So Madison's really struggling to kiss this man and they literally do 37 takes until they finally get it. 37. That's a lot. For some reason, I don't know why, but just this scene and the animation style and just the energy of this, it just reminds me of Nintendogs. I was watching this and I was like, I really want to play Nintendogs right now. Ryan invites Madison to hang out with all the actors, which is really exciting. And before she meets up with Ryan and the other actors, she stops by the dish where everyone's discussing the day's activities and all the crazy things that happened. Madison's like, okay, guys, I'm ready to go. I'm nervous, but I'm excited and I am going to keep you guys updated when I get back. So she goes to the Buzz Lounge, which is like a cool place to go. Look at this place. They're playing DDR. I wish there was a Buzz Lounge in real life. DDR around me. Dance Dance Revolution, for those who don't know. Also, Lindsay, so good at DDR. So Madison is bonding with Lindsay and Ryan, who is called the new It Boy. Lindsay is just so humble. Everyone's like, wow, you're so talented and rich and everyone wants to be you. And I'm just Lindsay. So Madison's doing a great job just getting to know Ryan and Lindsay, her fellow actors. And then her entire friend group shows up to the Buzz Lounge. First of all, it would have been nice if they did warn her that they were coming, but they didn't. And then they would just bombarded Lindsay, which, yeah, that's tough. That's a tough situation. Lindsay leaves. Ryan's like, hey, I'm going to another party, Madison. You want to come? And Madison's like, yes. And they get caught by paparazzi. And she's like, oh my God, am I going to be in magazine? Oh, she's going to be in magazines. This is when magazines were... they were at their peak. And I mean, honestly, he does give me the ick a little bit.
And did you hear that guy call me It Boy?
Did you hear them call me it boy? Like I'm the next It Boy? Did you hear them call me that? I do have to mention, and I'm being completely serious in this moment, that the camera work in this film is kind of amazing. They really did a good job. Like, it's pretty fun to watch. Despite it being kind of like a 2D animation style, they make it pretty dynamic with the camera work. If you guys didn't know, these videos about movies are film school. So yes, I do recommend you do bring pencils and notebooks and your thinking caps. You got to give credit where credit is due, and credit is due in this moment. So this is when things start to go a little bit downhill. This is where our conflict sort of begins. Madison is pretty busy hanging out with Ryan, her new boy toy, and Lindsay, which is fair. Wouldn't you want to do that? And the girlies are getting pissed at her because she keeps hanging out with Ryan and Lindsay and she's not inviting them. Based on the first interaction is fair. I mean, Delancey was literally just like, hey, do you think that if someone was friends with you, they would get to travel with you? It would be hard for me to invite my friends then too. And also they just keep showing up without any warning. She's literally about to leave to go somewhere and they're like, hey, we brought pizza. She's like, hey, I gotta go. Like, I have plans. And they're like, you have plans and you didn't invite us and you didn't tell us about it? They showed up unannounced. So what's a girl to do? The girly pops are a little bit needy. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like at first Madison is trying to handle this situation and balance it as much as she can because it is a crazy thing that's happening to her. And I'm sure she wants to be doing all these new fun things, but she's still friends with these girlies. And have they been a little bit rude to Lindsay? Yeah. Did they kind of give off the vibe they would use her for her fame? Yeah. So the girls are really mad at Madison and they're venting to the guys at the dish. And the guys are like, what are you guys complaining about? You literally managed to get onto the set and you're going to be in this movie. Why are you guys complaining? And they're like, you honestly just sound jealous. And they're like, yeah, we are a little bit jealous. And then Madison shows up to the dish and she's completely done a 180. It's like she woke up and decided, I'm going to be the worst version of myself today. She might have lost the plot a little bit. The fellas were planning a wrap party for the girlies and celebrating them, which was so cute. We love that. That's so sweet. And Madison was invited. She said she was going to go, but now she's bailing. Ugh. She leaves. And Barbie's like, no, I don't think so. So she confronts Madison in the street. They kind of have a tiff. That's kind of serious. Barbie's like, you lost your mind. And Madison's like, you're just jealous. And Barbie's like, they're going to forget about you. And Madison's like, you guys were acting insane and being embarrassing. And Barbie's like, you're embarrassed of us? And Madison's like, yes. I do think this conversation did ground Madison in the moment, which she did need. So on the final day of filming, which Madison's kind of slaying this Bob right now, she's trying to kind of make amends and talk to the girls on set. And the girls are like, we don't want to talk to you. So that's unfortunate. She's also killing her scene, which is full combat. And they finally wrap filming. So fun. Good job, girls. Good job.
What? Talking to Jim. It's Harvey Weinstein.
I did not know that he was in this movie. I remember Lindsay Lohan. This is insane. This is crazy. Why does he also look like the Child Protective Services from Lilo and Stitch? How did this happen? Why did this happen? Why did this happen? Madison approaches Ryan and was like, hey, so I think we should get some time together before you leave for LA. And he's like, oh, I'm really busy this weekend. And she's like, okay, like the whole weekend? He's like, yeah, I have like parties and interviews and stuff. And she's like, oh, well, I can go. And he's like, You're gonna crash the parties? And she's like, I think they would understand if your girlfriend went. And he's like, yeah, if I had a girlfriend. You didn't think that you were my girlfriend, did you? And she's like, no. He's like, good, because we are in completely different orbits. Oh, he's nasty. And we knew he was. We knew he was a I mean, it does track that he's a boy, because when he got in that car and he said, did you hear them call me it boy? Madison goes off crying. This sucks. The fact that Lindsay Lohan is like, hey, you should check on your friend. She just got hurt. And they're like, so I don't care. She knows how it feels now. She's like, you guys are friends. What are you doing? Grow up. To be told grow up by Lindsay Lohan. So Madison's reflecting and spiraling, thinking about Ryan and her behavior and how she misses her friends. The girlies show up and they're about to bust down her door. And she's like, okay, fine. I do think it's interesting too how they're like, yeah, you are lame and you are an idiot. And we would have never done that. All of you would have done the same thing Madison did. And I do find it annoying that they weren't like, oh, we might have done the same thing, or like, we totally understand why you did it. They're just they're insane. So the girlies are getting ready for the rap party thrown by the guys. This is a crazy party. They're taking a limo to it. Oh, wait, I'm confused. I thought this was the rap party. It's the premiere. Ryan shows up and they ditch him. They're like, we don't really have a desire to hang out with him. And then they go into the premiere. And that was My Scene Goes Hollywood. Do I remember it differently? Yes. Do I remember Harvey Weinstein being in this movie? No. Do I still think it did shape what I thought my life would be? Yes. Did I think that something magical and crazy would happen to me in this manner one day? Yes. Did anything like this happen to me ever? Not yet. I am still hopeful that a crazy scheme of events will happen in which I will end up in a movie. Did I want friends like this at the time? Yes. Am I glad I never had friends like this? Yes. My friends are much better than them. Honestly, if I had to make a comparison, I still think the Bratz girlies hold up stronger overall, in my opinion. Maybe why My Scene did get recalled. Is that a good word for it? They got recalled. Also, I do think Jammin' in Jamaica, there is drama in that. My best friend, Monty, she loves Jammin' in Jamaica. And if you guys want me to watch Jammin' in Jamaica, let me know. Maybe I'll have Monty talk on it because she's an expert. Thanks again, Scentbird, for sponsoring today's video. If you want more information on how you can smell delicious, check out the links below. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you soon. Bye.